Have a look at the clothes you're wearing today. Where do you think they have been produced? What about the electronic device you're using just now? Where has it been manufactured? And what about the food that you eat? Where has it been grown? If you think about it for a minute, you'll see that many of the products that you use come from abroad, from very distant parts of the world. They travel many thousands of kilometers to find you before you buy them. And this does not only happen with products, it also happens with services, because you can see online films or TV series that have been produced in a very distant place. Of course, nations have always been in contact through trade, but in the last decades, the interconnection between different parts of the world has been so intense due to the increase in the efficiency of transport and communications that we really live in a different era, in an interconnected world where we are all interdependent. This process of growing interconnection and interdependency is what we call globalization. Is globalization a positive or a negative phenomenon? Globalization has obvious benefits. For example, it increases prosperity because it fosters trade and economic growth. But it also has drawbacks. For example, economic growth has not been the same in every country in the world. Rich countries benefit a lot from globalization, much more than poor countries. So, even though every country in the world can grow because of globalization, some of them grow more than others, and inequalities increase. Another problem of globalization is the cultural homogenization of the world. This means that today, different parts of the world have lost diversity and they have similar ways of living. For example, the way we dress, the kind of music we listen to, or the films we watch are very similar everywhere in the world. That didn't happen in the past, so we have lost a rich diversity of ways of living because of globalization. In the process of globalization, media play a key role. In the past, people learned about what happened in the world through newspapers, listening to the radio, or watching TV. But today, social networks play a key role in the dissemination of news. And this is also positive and negative at the same time. The use of social networks and the democratization of information makes it possible for any citizen to become a journalist and to broadcast online what is happening in their neighborhood or in the city. For example, they can protest against violations of human rights. But it also makes possible to spread content that violates human rights and that doesn't respect minorities. As you are very well aware of, fake news are a very important issue today, and they appear in social networks and also in traditional media sometimes. So, what should we do about this? From an ethical point of view, media should be subject to some rules in order to grant that they are truthful, that they don't spread lies. Of course, there are legal limits to what media can do because the law forbids telling lies and punishes people who spread information that is incorrect. But beyond legal limits, there should also be ethical limits, meaning that people should morally take into account what is right and what is not right to do. Moreover, citizens should exercise their responsibility while using social networks, being aware that what they do has real impact on the life of other people and on our world.